Have you been thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas? I mean, maybe you just found out you're being relocated with work and you have no idea where to begin. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you 4 things you absolutely must know before you move to Dallas. So stay tuned. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, glad to meet you. My name is Wendy Pinnell. I am a local realtor and broker here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And like I said, today, I want to give you 4 things you absolutely must know before you move to Dallas, Texas. So let's jump in with reason number 1, the most important reason in terms of protecting you. So you ready? Here it is. Be on the lookout for the rental scam, okay? Many times relocators will opt to lease first while they get used to the area. You know, they may be like, I don't want to buy a home until I get to know which community is right for me, right? So they opt to lease first, okay? What you need to know is rental fraud is rampant in the Dallas area, okay? You're essentially moving into a big city area and it definitely has fraud, okay? These fraudsters take advantage of relocators, you know, who often can't view a home in person, right? And in a tight rental market where there isn't that much on the market, this makes the relocator even more susceptible, right, to the rental scam. Okay, so there are some red flags you need to look out for, okay? Because again, this is very common. You're probably even gonna run into it, okay? But you're gonna know better when you get these red flags, okay? All right, red flag number 1 to look out for is when a listing looks too good to be true. Like maybe the price is really, really low and it's lower than everything else you've seen and you think you've stumbled upon a bargain, okay? Common places you're gonna find these listings are like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or Zillow by owner, okay? These places are so tempting to look at when you're not finding anything listed by like traditional property management companies. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are gonna have a hard time because, you know, the rental market is tight here. It's as tight as the housing market, okay? But that red flag is exactly what I said, a red flag. Second red flag. The landlord doesn't want to meet you in person, okay? They may offer various reasons, you know, such as being out of the country or, you know, oh, I just am too busy right now. And they may be like, hey, listen, go ahead and go drive by there, check out the yard, look in the windows, because I just can't meet you right now, okay? And it could be that you wouldn't even be available to look at it either, in which case you are like ready-made prey, right? Because they won't have to show it anyway. The reason they can't show it is it's not their listing, okay? All right, third red flag is when the landlord wants you to pay all or part of the rent or deposit in advance, okay? They may even ask you to wire money, okay? This is also a scam, okay? And you need to be on the lookout for it. Fourth red flag is if the landlord doesn't require a credit check, you know, or other standard rental application process, okay? You know, they may say things like, you know what, you guys seem like nice people. You seem like a beautiful family. I trust you. Just go ahead and send the money and we'll get things started. Okay, this is almost always a scam. A legitimate landlord is gonna ask for a lease application, okay? Fifth red flag, the landlord may ask you to wire money and they'll send you the keys by mail. Maybe they've seemed legitimate up to this point, but the minute they ask you to wire money, this is fraud, okay? This probably seems completely logical though, the whole mail the keys thing, because you're like, I'm thousands of miles away anyway. Don't fall prey to that, okay? Know that it is a rental scam, okay? So that's reason number 1, be on the lookout for a rental scam. Be prepared, expect to see it, okay? And by the way, we will help you find a rental. You don't need to go it alone, okay? So reach out to us even if you plan on leasing that first year. Okay, moving on to the second thing you need to know before moving to Dallas. You need to know the Dallas housing market is very hot right now and is no longer what many would call like affordable. And not only that, but prices are rising rapidly, okay? So if you're facing like a moving deadline, be aware that you need to begin looking for a new home very early in the process, okay? So acquaintances, who aren't familiar with the market may have heard, and they may tell you, hey, the Dallas market is real affordable. And we have had many buyers approach us in that way. And they might be like, hey, I don't want to spend more than, $200,000 or $300,000. And it's because they've been told that it's, affordable. And they very quickly find out that that is not the case in Dallas anymore, okay? And I hear you saying that affordability is subjective, kind of depending on where you're moving from, but you just need to be aware that generally speaking, the Dallas market is not the affordable hub it once was, okay? So what is your bottom tier in Dallas right now? Well, really, if you're in the 300,000 range, you're gonna find it hard to have your offer accepted, okay? That's really considered the bottom tier right now. Really super competitive, even going up from there, 400, 450, and really just depending on where you are. So that kind of gives you an idea of, affordability. And something to keep in mind, by the way, is that the cities to the south are much more affordable than the cities to the north of Dallas, okay? So we've had many clients pleasantly surprised at how cities to the south, such as Mansfield, okay, are far more affordable. And Mansfield has excellent schools, they have low crime. In fact, you can get new construction in Mansfield for the price of what you would get like an old fixer-upper north of Dallas. And if you look at my channel, you're gonna find that we have a lot of videos on Mansfield because it's such a great price compared to the north of Dallas, and it's such a fabulous place to settle. All right, speaking of houses though, let's move on to our third thing you need to be aware of, okay? You need to be aware of this. Do not expect home on the range, okay? Maybe you've heard that song, oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, home on the range, and you're thinking, Texas cowboys, huge wide open spaces, maybe your boss is like, while you're relocating to Texas, and in your mind you're like, that's okay, I've always wanted acreage, we can do this, right? I don't want to burst your bubble, but you need to have your bubble burst, okay? Because that is not Dallas. It's not Dallas at all, okay? The areas here, most of these subdivisions, I would say predominantly the master plan subdivisions, okay? They're gonna have small yards. And what that is, that master plan subdivision is where the land is just completely bulldozed. Every tree is just knocked down, it's bulldozed flat, and then they come in and they build lots of homes with really, really small yards and just tiny baby trees, okay? Now, in those subdivisions, you're often gonna have beautiful green spaces. You'll see like ponds with fountains and playgrounds and community pools, and those are all really awesome. But again, if you thought you were gonna get home on the range with this huge, acreage easily just because it's Texas, you need to know that that's not gonna happen. That is not Dallas for you, okay? Now, what that does mean though is you're gonna be close to shopping, dining, entertainment, and like I said, you're gonna have those green spaces. All right, so if you're just like, nope, I'm gonna find home on the range, okay? It does exist, okay? But you're gonna have to go far north or far south, okay? You're gonna have to explore those exurbs, far north, far south, like Waxahachie comes to mind. You can still get, acreage reasonably priced in Waxahachie and still be like a 35-minute commute. So yes, it is possible. I'm just saying it's rare, okay? All right, on to our fourth and final thing you need to know before you move to Dallas. One of the great things about Dallas is its diversity, okay? The diversity is absolutely beautiful. We are like a melting pot and we love it, okay? So you're gonna be able to find grocery stores, restaurants, all of these cool places to shop and eat of multitudes of different ethnicities, okay? So, Greek, Mediterranean, oh goodness, Tex-Mex, you're gonna find it all here, okay? So, and that's not just, the food, it's the stores, the entertainment venues, okay? So, you're sure to find a place that feels like home no matter where you come from. And I really want to reassure you that that is welcome here, okay? So if in any way you have like anxiety, will I find a place that I like? Will I find the food that I like, the groceries that I like, and so on? Don't be anxious about that. There is a place for you here. Okay, so if you're thinking about making the move to Dallas, right? If you just gotten that news, we're moving, I don't know anything about about Dallas or Texas. If you're thinking about making that move, these are 4 things to keep in mind, okay? It is a difficult housing market and you need to research and plan ahead. And remember, we're here to help, right? So next best thing, right, if you're like, I just found out I'm moving, head on down to our description section, okay? Look at our Let's Find Home questionnaire and fill that out, because we have the experience and the expertise to help you get settled. We know every area of the Metroplex, okay? From the south to the north, we know it all, right? Now, while you're down in our description section, okay, you're gonna find our website, okay? HomeInDallasTexas.com. You need to hop on over there, because I'm telling you, it is the one-stop shop of all things move to Dallas, okay? You are gonna find new construction guides. You're gonna find packing lists, right? You're gonna figure out how much our buyer closing costs. How much does it cost to buy a home in Dallas, okay? You're gonna find utility concierge. We have it set up all in one place to make this easy on you. So hop on down there and let's get started. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me today and have a great day.